Every one of us has an origin story as to what led us to the here and now. I'm Anne Marie Vandenherk, and here's mine. I spent years in cybersecurity war rooms watching smart, capable leaders face their worst professional days. The technical teams were ready. The incident response plans were thick. What was rarely tested was how executives would make the first decisions. In those early moments, authority had never been aligned. Thresholds were vague. Basic acknowledgement was debated instead of executed. And when disruption moved faster than the plans, the gap showed up immediately as hesitation and delay. Who is allowed to approve the first action? When do we notify customers or regulators? What requires restraint and what requires speed? How do legal, security, and communications move as one? Those were not tactical questions. They were leadership system failures. I realized something critical early in my career. Operational plans are necessary. They are not sufficient. Without clear executive decision readiness, organizations do not fail loudly. They hesitate. They wait for approvals that were never engineered for the clock that they were actually on. Most companies respond to that risk by adding more binders, more templates. I went in a different direction. I began designing practical decision structures that leaders could adopt before pressure tests authority in public. That work led me to found Mind the Gap Cyber Public Relations. The CrisisOS5 incident command system gives leadership teams a disciplined way to determine who decides what and when before cyber incidents or AI-driven misinformation compress timelines beyond control. My focus is preparation, preparing leaders so the next worst day is met with clarity instead of confusion. Today, I advise CISOs, GCs, boards, executive teams, and communications leaders on building governance engineered for speed. Because I've sat at those intersections myself, and I have learned that aligned authority and practice oversight determine outcomes far more than any untested plan will. If disruption is inevitable, hesitation doesn't have to be. Preparation is what makes the difference.